What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Wighty here today. I hope everyone's having a great start of the week. Today we have episode 13, which is going to be an outlook into next week's CS2 Blast Open in Lisbon, Portugal, which runs from March 19th until March 30th. But of course, before we get into it, just another reminder, we are running that 70% off sale your first 3 months of Lock City, applicable to both the monthly and weekly packages. Use code SPRINGFEVER to gain instant access for this incredible price. That takes it down to $3 a week or $9 a month to get in tune with all of our premium picks. And of course, for all of the odds discussed in today's video, you're going to want to head over to thunderpick.io for the best esports odds in the industry. You can use our promo link by heading over to tinyurl.com/lcthunder to get a 100% bonus on your first Thunderpick deposit up to $600. They accept most major cryptocurrencies. They also have a solution for Visa debits and credit cards and Apple Pay now. They accept most of your major cryptos there, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. And that's right, they're going to match your first deposit bonus up to $600 when you deposit using our promo link, tinyurl.com/lcthunder. So today we are getting into Blast Lisbon. This is going to kick off on the 19th, so next Wednesday. We have 16 teams that are in this tournament. Most of the top teams in the world, the 16 teams that we have here, are Team Spirit, G2 Esports, the MongolZ, Team Vitality, FaZe Clan, NaVi, Eternal Fire, MOUZ, Team Falcons, Liquid, FURIA, Virtus.pro, Astralis, M80, Imperial, and the Huns. Now, the Huns are obviously the only not super recognizable team here. They're out of Mongolia. They didn't win the Blast Rising Asia Spring 2025 tournament. They actually came in second. Atox won that, but Atox got banned from competition. So the Huns are coming in as the second place team out of that tournament into this pool of 16. So this tournament works a little bit differently than the last couple that we've seen that have worked in stages. This tournament here is 16 teams split up into 2 groups of 8. So each group of 8 is bracket style. These brackets here are going to be 2 double elimination format groups. Each group, obviously, like we said, has 8 teams, and all of these matches are going to be best of 3. The top 3 teams from each group are going to advance to the playoffs, so we are going to have a 6-team playoff. The group stage winners advance directly to the semifinals. The group stage runner-ups advance to the quarterfinals, and the group's third-place teams also advance to the quarterfinals. So if you win the group outright, you get a bye to the semis. If you are the second or third-place team, you're going to end up playing one another in the quarterfinals to advance to the semis. The playoffs are going to run from March 28th to the 30th. They will be a single elimination bracket. The quarterfinals and semifinals are both best of 3, and then the grand final in this tournament will be a best of 5. The prize pool is a $400,000 prize pool. The first place team will take home $150,000. Second place team will take home $60,000. Third, fourth will each take home $40,000, and it cascades from there, 20s, 10s, so on and so forth. Every team in this tournament will go away with at least $5,000. So the first matchups here, we'll look at Group A first. So again, this is going to start next Wednesday, March 19th. Not all of these games, well, they might all be that day. I shouldn't speak so soon. It looks like Group A will play on the 19th, and Group B will play on the 20th. So Group A starts on Wednesday, Group B starts on Thursday. For our Group A matchups, we're going to have Team Spirit and the Huns. We're going to have Team Falcons and MOUZ. We're going to have FaZe Clan and Virtus.pro, and we're going to have Astralis and Team Vitality. Then for Group B, we're going to have G2 versus Imperial, Team Liquid versus Eternal Fire, NaVi versus FURIA, and M80 versus MongolZ. So obviously we'll hop into Group A first. Those are going to be the first matches on Wednesday. The first of those is going to be Team Spirit versus the Huns. This one will be pretty quick. It's the first match at 7 o'clock Eastern time, or probably noon local time in Lisbon, I believe. Team Spirit wins this. They win this 2-0. The Huns are not the second best team or best team out of Asia. MongolZ was not in that qualifier. I believe Tyloo was, but they didn't play great. Lin Vision actually was, believe it or not, but the Huns got lucky here. They are not going to last in this tournament. Their first 2 matches will likely be losses. Team Spirit takes this 2-0. There's no value on the money line. It's 1.01. For them to win 2-0 is probably like 1.2. So you can add it on a parlay. It's certainly going to happen that Team Spirit wins that 2-0, but you're not getting a ton of value out of it. The next match at 9:30 is going to be MOUZ and Falcons. This one's actually going to be pretty good. Based on how Falcons is playing today in ESL Pro League and how they have looked recently, I think they've gotten their groove better. Not necessarily better than MOUZ, but I think they're playing more cohesive as a unit. MOUZ has been questionable. I mean, they got through, so they beat FURIA, they beat Falcons 2-0, and they beat Liquid. Their matchup against Falcons, they played Train and Nuke. Falcons lost Train 13-7, and they lost Nuke 13-9. I do think they could win this matchup. Right now, as we speak, they are taking on Eternal Fire. They ended up losing Inferno. They were up 8-4 at halftime and lost all 9 in the second half. I'm actually going to flip. I'm going to go MOUZ here. Falcons has looked better as a unit, but I don't know if they have what it takes to take down MOUZ in a double elimination style bracket in the opening round. I think MOUZ gets the win here. MOUZ is 1.65 on the money line, so pretty good odds for MOUZ. 1.5 I think would be a little bit more fair. 1.65 is great. I'm comfortable taking MOUZ here. You could also take Falcons plus 1.5 if you're a Falcons fan or you're heavy on the Falcons there, but I think MOUZ takes this. I'm going to go MOUZ money line 1.65x. Next match is going to be Vitality and Astralis at noon Eastern time or 5 p.m. local time there in Lisbon. This one, Vitality is going to win. Community consensus or public consensus is weirdly enough favoring Astralis, but Vitality is going to win this. They have a 100% win rate on 4 out of the 7 maps in the map pool. They have a 75% win rate on Mirage. They never play Ancient. And then Anubis is their only, you can call it questionable 25% win rate. But they've lost to FaZe. They've lost to Eternal Fire. They've lost to good teams there, better teams than Astralis. I don't see Astralis winning this. Astralis doesn't even play Anubis, so that's not going to come into question. But Vitality wins Train, Nuke, Inferno, Dust 2. I think Vitality wins this 2-0. You're getting 1.22 on the money line, so about minus 500. I do think they win this 2-0, but obviously the safe play is just to take them on the money line. The next one that we're going to have is FaZe and Virtus.pro. So FaZe and Virtus.pro is going to be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time or 7 p.m. local time in Lisbon. This one's going to be tight, I think, or tighter than most people expect. The odds have this at 1.38 for FaZe Clan. So very heavy favoring toward FaZe Clan. Public consensus is 60% FaZe Clan, so a little bit more where I would expect this to be. I think Virtus.pro takes a map. I don't think they win the series necessarily unless we see a flop on Dust 2 by FaZe and then potentially Inferno in there somewhere. Then I think Virtus.pro has a chance. If Virtus.pro draws Inferno, we get Dust 2 as a decider. I think they have a shot. Do I think that happens? Not necessarily. I think that we see Ancient probably chosen by FaZe. I think FaZe definitely wins Ancient. Virtus.pro is going to insta-ban Nuke. FaZe is going to insta-ban Train. I would say that Virtus.pro takes Inferno, and then decider would probably... it could be Dust 2. So Virtus.pro plus 1.5, but I think FaZe on the money line is probably your safest bet here. I don't see FaZe dropping their opening round matchup here in a double elimination, whereas Virtus.pro is the more likely team to do that. So I'm going to go FaZe on the money line 1.38, and that's going to round out our first day here. So looking forward to Group B. Group B has some interesting matchups for Thursday. I don't know that these are harder to pick than the Wednesday ones. They seem almost as equally straightforward. The first one that we have is going to be G2 and Imperial. So G2 wins this. This is at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Money line odds suck for this, 1.17, so like minus 550 probably, or minus 600 maybe even. But G2 wins this. Imperial has a decent looking map pool because they play second tier teams in Brazil. They're playing Sharks, Fluxo, Legacy, MIBR Academy, whereas G2 is only playing top teams in the world. So their map pool doesn't look as great, but you could add, like if they're playing in Brazil, you could add an extra 30% on all of their win percentages there if they're playing that same level of competition. So G2 wins this. I'm taking them on the money line as a safe wake and cash addition to my parlay. That's 7 o'clock Eastern, and that is 1.17, so not great, but decent first piece, and wake up to not a red X on your parlay. The next one's going to be Eternal Fire and Liquid, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Eternal Fire should win this. Liquid looked pretty good today in the ESL Pro League to qualify for the playoffs there. Eternal Fire when they're on, and nobody in the world could beat them except for like Vitality and Spirit. But when they're on and they're playing their best CS, they're close to unstoppable. They've looked good recently. I mean, they have a number 4 world ranking, so obviously one of the best teams in the world here. Liquid's 12. But when Liquid is on, they are also a hard team to stop. Like today, Twist started 21-5 in their matchup there to qualify for the playoffs. And they're the 12th ranked team in the world as well. They talk a lot of trash. Both of these teams are very vocal. I think this will be an exciting matchup. I think one of your best bets here is probably over 2.5 maps total, regardless of which way this flops. I think Eternal Fire wins 3 out of the 7 maps in this pool. I think Liquid takes 3 out of the 7 maps in this pool, and I think one of them is probably split. But they both have their advantages. They're both streaky teams. They can both be very hot. They can both be very cold. I think over 2.5 maps is probably your best bet. If I have to take a money line pick on this one, I'm going to be taking Eternal Fire, 1.65x your money. I think that is a good secondary piece, but over 2.5 maps would probably be my first choice here. And each of them to win their map selections. If you wanted to live bet Liquid map 1 money line, assuming Liquid gets first map choice, and Eternal Fire map 2 money line, I think that's not a bad idea either. Next one that we have at noon is going to be MongolZ and M80. MongolZ are going to win this. We have 1.30 on the money line, so not bad. I would have expected around 1.2. So 1.3 is like minus 375-ish, minus 350 American odds. That's really not horrible, considering what you're getting here. MongolZ should win this. It might be 2-1 if something sketchy happens, but M80's not better on any given maps. Their win percentage, again, so similar to last match, their win percentage looks better. Like on Ancient, they have 75 compared to MongolZ 67% win percentage, but MongolZ is, again, playing the best teams in the world, and M80 is playing a good mix of North American competition and top teams. They got their fair share of experience on ESL Pro League and in Stage 1, but again, they got bounced from that. They lost 3 back-to-back matches against Saw, 3D Max, and FURIA, and ended up getting bounced from that tournament there. So I'm going MongolZ here, 1.3 on the money line. That is a very safe selection and addition to any parlay. The last one here for opening round matchups is going to be NaVi and FURIA. So NaVi and FURIA here, 2:30 p.m. Eastern or 7:30 p.m. local time in Lisbon. This is going to be NaVi. NaVi is 1.20 on the money line, about minus 500. That's about where I would expect them to land. NaVi is the 3rd ranked team in the world. As I've stated in previous podcasts, they were HLTV's 2024 Team of the Year as well, and they're going to win this. They're on a 3-match win streak. They've most recently in ESL Pro League beaten Tyloo, Pain, and G2. Last time out against FURIA, which was beginning of February, they won 13-5 on Dust 2, and they won 13-3 on Mirage. So they absolutely crushed FURIA. I expect a similar sort of performance here. NaVi, I mean, they ended up dropping a map to Tyloo, which was a little bit sketchy, but I think they've gotten their act together since then. I would expect them to win this 2-0. 2-1 might not be out of the realm of possibilities, but I would expect this to be 2-0. Obviously, money line is going to be your safe play there. So let's see if we can build one of these parlays on Thunder Pick. Let's see. It does, believe it or not, go ahead that far. Okay, incredible. The only issue is, nope, we actually have all of the matches, so that's wonderful. So on the first day here, we're going to go with Team Spirit, -1.5. That's only 1.12, which is awful, but I mean, it's going to happen. The next one that we're going to go with is going to be MOUZ Moneyline. We're going to take Vitality on the money line, and we're going to take FaZe Clan on the money line. So taking Spirit to win 2 maps to 0 or -1.5 map handicap, plus MOUZ to win on the money line, Vitality to win on the money line, and FaZe to win on the money line comes out to 3.11 times your money, or plus 211. I don't think that's bad. I think that's about an 80% likelihood across all 4 of those matches to hit like that. So I think that's a very safe bet for your Wednesday openers. And then in addition to that, for Thursday, we said we were going to go with G2 money line. We're going to take Eternal Fire and Liquid over 2.5 maps, which is going to be 1.85 times. I really like the odds on that. We're going to go with MongolZ on the money line, and we're going to go with NaVi on the money line. And that's going to get us to 3.37 times. So again, that's G2 on the money line, Eternal Fire and Liquid over 2.5 maps, MongolZ on the money line, and NaVi on the money line. So that's 3.37 times your money, or plus 237 in American odds. I think those are going to be 2 great opening round parlays for the first match in the bracket there. It's going to be really interesting to see how things progress. We'll definitely have a podcast out for the playoffs. I'm not sure if we'll get to squeak another one out for the group stage here. We'll see how the games progress and how exciting things look, but we'll definitely have a playoff outlook there. And super excited to get into this Blast Open next week. I think this will be a sleeper of a tournament, and will excite a lot of people once we have ESL Pro League kind of wrap up here. So again, just a reminder, we are running that sale 70% off your first 3 months of Lock City, applicable to the monthly and weekly packages. Use code SPRINGFEVER to gain instant access for this incredible price. And for all of the odds discussed in today's video, you're going to want to head to thunderpick.io for the best esports odds in the industry. You can use our promo link by heading to tinyurl.com/LCThunder to get a 100% deposit bonus on your first deposit up to $600. They accept most major cryptocurrencies. They also accept cards, Visa debits, credit cards, and Apple Pay. And again, they're going to double your deposit. They'll give you a 100% deposit bonus up to $600 when you head to tinyurl.com/LCThunder. That's it from me today. Really excited for this tournament again, as you can tell, and really excited for ESL Pro League playoffs here over the next couple of days. I'll have a podcast here either later this afternoon or tomorrow covering what we're looking at for the playoffs once these last couple of games wrap and teams qualify here. So for those of you in the premium tier, stay tuned to the CS2 channel for all of your cheat sheet picks. Of course, stay tuned to my Wighty channel for CS picks throughout the day. Regardless of which tournament's on, we're always slapping in there. So be sure to check both of those out. If you aren't in premium, again, 70% off sale. Use that code SPRINGFEVER. We will see y'all tomorrow or later today for the ESL Pro League pod. Hope everyone has a good one. Take care.